It should work now, so we can start again. Skyter is saying loud, this is awkward. No, this is not awkward. This is when you're live. When you're live. Is it working now? People are saying yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's start again. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. This morning I was about to record a video. Why? Because I had two things to do. I wanted to record a video, upload a video, and then going with my wife out of home because I wanted to do some shopping. But the problem is that my son is still quite sick since last Sunday, so it's already 1 week. Is a bit better, but not 100%, so we decided to stay home. Anyway, and then I said, you know what, I have a bit more time, let's go live so that we can speak about football, about Juve with the Juventini of the world, so that we can do it all together live on the channel. What we will speak about in today's video is about the two guys, but not only, but especially the two guys that you saw on the thumbnail. We're speaking about Federico Chiesa. We are speaking about Kenan Yildiz. Why? Because since the game of Italy, since the fantastic, beautiful performance and also the 2 goals of Federico Chiesa, I started to see that Juventini are not happy. And this is something that I don't understand. Juventini are not happy. Then, yesterday, fantastic, beautiful goal of Kenan Yildiz, but a really beautiful goal with the celebration at Del Piero, with the tongue. Kenan Yildiz also in Berlin, in Germany, against Germany, scoring his first goal. And instead of seeing Juventini that are happy, I see Juventini that are sad, that are angry, that found a way to speak about Juventus in a way, but not in a great way, in a bad way. Look at that. Look at the message that I wanted to start. And that's the first message, because that's what a bit the live will start with, and then we'll go towards something else. Midfield, a loyal one of the channel, a great guy and friend from the channel, is writing, Ciao Beppone, Chiesa and Yildiz are embarrassing our mister. Okay. You know, in the past, and I wrote it yesterday on Twitter, I didn't like that much international break. Why? Because during 2 weeks, we were not speaking about our beloved Juventus because there was nothing to say. Our players were not there. You know it. Juventus is the club that is always in history delivering a lot of players to the national team, especially to Italy. You have always been known for that. So you are watching international break, but you are missing your club. There is not the tension of the 3 points or fighting for the Scudetto. You don't see your guys wearing your black and white shirt, the home, the away. Now, recently, also the 3rd shirt. And I was a bit sad. Now, today, I don't like international break. For what reason? Because we speak only about our clubs. We are watching the other guys, and we are wishing that they are doing well or not well, so that we can criticize or praise our club or our mister. And this is not okay. This is not okay, because like this, we are not enjoying football anymore. It is not enjoying a football game anymore. We are not even watching football anymore. We watch some highlights. We see Kenan Yildiz scoring. We are saying, I'm happy for the guy. And then we think, okay, if we are anti-Allegri, then we go towards, but Allegri is not playing the youth. We see Federico Chiesa playing and doing well and scoring 2 goals. We are listening to the words and we try to have a part where he's actually speaking against an idea of football, against a coach or whatever, and we are linking it to attack our own club. But look at that. This is not... No, ragazzi, tranquilli. Try to live football in an enjoyable way. I was happy. I am happy that Chiesa is doing well, that Rabiot scored yesterday in that 14-0 against Gibraltar. I was happy to see a young guy like Zaire Emery making his debut with a goal. I was sad that he was injured. I'm happy, super happy that Kenan Yildiz, second game, first time as a starter in a friendly in Berlin against Germany, was able to do a fantastic performance. I will tell you info more. I didn't stop at only the highlights. I watched the game twice. The first time because I watched it in Turkish, and then as soon as it was over, it started again, so I watched watching again, especially the minutes of Kenan Yildiz. Then I fell asleep. I believe that now I'm able to speak Turkish because I heard television in Turkish for an entire night, so I'm able to speak Turkish and to understand Turkish now. Anyway, no, I don't understand and I don't feel really well, so I want to speak about that, explaining you also why these guys are really shining with Italy, why they are shining with Turkey, why why Sule is shining with Frosinone, because I want to take it also a bit further. I want to try to explain a bit my vision. That doesn't mean that it's correct, but going with a bit tranquilly, Alès, we will try to analyze and understand it. So maximum of like if you didn't yet. Hello, good afternoon to all the people that are joining the chat now. Also, hello to all the people that are just waking up, because we know it in USA there is that time zone that is a bit different than this one. Ciao to Mufit, ciao to Sir Raz, to Shatterstar, Mr. X, what a goal by Yildiz, ciao Shatterstar, ciao Leo, Kenan, what a player, ciao Stavros, ciao Sasha, ciao Hendrik, ciao Rise and Cross, Drugens 8, ciao Vincenzo G, ciao David, ciao Steve Cano, who else is in the chat? Ciao GJustjuve, ciao Bianconeri on top 22, Juve Chris is there as well, Skyter G just late, well, a few seconds I need to go to the bathroom and then take an espresso, ciao Stavros, grandissimo, Don Simons, happy Sunday to everyone. Who else is in the chat? Let me check. If there are some people that I didn't say hello to, Yurigo, the first one to say you are muted, Beppe, we don't hear you. At least we solved that little problem. Ciao to Anthony Trimboli. It's probably back because Spalletti knows how to use Chiesa. No. I don't agree with that. Oh, yeah, partially I agree with that, but I don't believe that's the only reason why. Okay. So, what do we start with? Ciao T-Bone from South Africa. I'm happy to see T-Bone in the chat. Ciao Alessandro. Ciao Cugino. Eddie. Ciao grandissimi. I'm happy. Oh, okay. So what do we start with? With the fact that I'm not happy. No, I'm not happy because I don't like the way that we are living football today. But seriously, I don't like it. Because everything that you're doing, watching, at a certain moment, it is referring to negativity. And I don't like it. Look, Dusan Vlahovic. I watched the game. Dusan Vlahovic, Serbia. Then you go online, and who do you see? You see the pro-Allegri fan, because it's not only the anti-Allegri. Let's not say it's only the anti-Allegri, it's everyone. You watch the game of Serbia, you see that Dusan Vlahovic, it's not playing well, because he didn't play well, and then you see the pro-Allegri that are going with, you see, then it's not the game. You see, it's a problem from Vlahovic because he's not able to play with Serbia. The last time that he scored a goal, he was nearly about to miss it. It was like 1 month ago. And now you see that even not without Allegri, with his really crazy way of playing, also here is not doing well. So you watch Serbia against Belgium, you watch the game, instead of praising Kostic, and no, we are checking that it's the pro Allegri that are actually accusing Dusan Vlahovic. You watch Italy, you see finally Chiesa, that was about to get really injured with that knock on the knee. What do we see? He scores 2 beautiful goals. What do we go for? But it's because of Allegri. We see Kenan Yildiz, instead of being happy that we have a fantastic, beautiful jewel, no, we are not happy. Okay, so what is my theory about that? What is my theory? And I also, as I told you, I want also to take it with Sule, that is playing at Frosinone. Okay. How is Italy playing? Can you tell me the formation of Italy? What is the way that Italy is playing? Important. And then we'll go, I will try already immediately to go with Italy. Who can tell me formation of Italy? So I will go to the matches, to the results. North Macedonia, and then we will go also to the strength of the opponents. Okay, 4-3-3. Okay, 4-3-3. Darmian, Gatti, Acerbi, Di Marco, Bonaventura, Jorginho, Barella, Berardi, Raspadori, Federico Chiesa. And that's one. Okay, let's go to Turkey. Let's go to Turkey yesterday, the 18th. Where is Turkey? Turkey. Can we find them? No, we can't. So we will go with a manual research. Turkey of Vincenzo Montella. The first one that is telling me that Vincenzo Montella is the GOAT of the coaches, then we have a problem. Are they playing in a 4-3-3? In a 4-3-3. Frosinone. Now we go to Frosinone. Frosinone matches results. You go to our last one. You go to Adroaslan against Inter. How are they playing? A 3-4-2-1. 3-4-2-1. Not a 3-5-2, but a 3-4-2-1. This is how they are playing mainly. Okay, so we have a Juventus that is playing with a 3-5-2. Juventus is playing with a 3-5-2, and we have to go and understand why these players are performing fantastically well and not with Juventus at the moment. I made a video last year. That was called, and you can see it here, that was called the Juve Paradox and how to solve it. That was the video that I made last year. And what was I speaking about? About the fact that we had a team, Juventus, that was not built perfectly because we had defenders to play in a 3-man defense, we had too many midfielders, and we had strikers that had to play in a 3-man. That was the team, how it was built. But last year, because of a lot of injuries, because of the fact that we understood really quickly that we were not able to play with a 4-man defense, well, we had to change our plans. Because last year, Juventus had to play with 4-men. This is how Juventus started last year. 4-men in defense with a 4-3-3. It should have been Di Maria on the right, Federico Chiesa on the left, Dusan Vlahovic up front with 3 midfielders and 4 defenders. It didn't work. Why? Because Bonucci, because of off-the-field behavior, because of on-the-field bad performances, because we understood that Bremer was performing better in a 3-man defense, because Alexandro on the left as a left-back was not performing, because Danilo was preferring to play centrally more than on the right-back, we went to a 3-man defense, okay? That's what we did. We were waiting as long as possible for the guys to come back, Pogba, Chiesa, Di Maria. At the end, we knew that they never really came back. Sule was one of the players that suffered that kind of system. For what reason? Because going at a certain moment when we took a decision to go towards a 3-5-2 for a certain stability, well, Sule was not able to play in that 3-5-2. We took a decision this year with Matthias Sule not to keep him, but to give him playing time, because the player is a gem, because the player is a talent, but because he would have been closed in that 3-5-2, like, for example, Yildiz Jr. is this year. He went to Frosinone and is doing fantastically well. Why? Because they are playing in 3-4-2-1, kind of 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1, where he's able to have that freedom on the right side and to do it, while Juventus can't allow themselves to do the same system. We were not able to do Mercato, so we were not able to solve our problems. If last year when I made a video I said and how to solve it, well, it was speaking about going towards a 3-4-2-1. Unfortunately, the long-term solution was to go towards 4-man defense, but this was not possible. Why? Because we had no money to go on the market. No Champions League qualification. Yes, we did on the field, but not because of the other problems. So Juventus had to buy only Timo Weah. And we have the same problem last year. Juventus is at the moment not playing an entertaining, offensive, domination, possession football, which is in a way annoying, which is sad if you're wanting to see some entertainment on the field. You want to see 14-0 of France Gibraltar. This is not what will happen this season with Juventus. We tried at a certain moment. We tried until the game of Sassuolo. What did we see? What did we notice? That doing like that, where we were not able to find some stability. In 5 games, we had one big loss, the game of Sassuolo, one annoying, frustrated draw against Bologna. The only game there that was actually a bit more balanced was the one against Empoli, that you win without any problem 2-0, but that was considered by the fans the most boring game. From that moment on, you continue to have players that are not able to play with Juventus, like Pogba, like Fagioli. You start to have again some injuries, like a Danilo, like an Alexandro. Your team starts to be shrinking, and you go towards the one that is giving a lot of stability, with a lot of clean sheets, with a lot of victories, and is bringing you at -2 from the leaders that you are able this year to also win a bit in terms of winning mentality. Because if last year we had these 8 wins in a row without conceding goals, but we were never able to beat top 4 teams, this year we're already able to beat Milan, Fiorentina, Atalanta, and we will see what will happen in the game against Inter. That could potentially see Juventus, even if it's for one match day, but potentially see Juventus first in Serie A. So you see, it's a Juventus at the moment that found stability in what I know most of the fans are absolutely not enjoying. Why? Because we don't see the performance, because we want Juventus to dominate, okay? Especially then when we see a Chiesa that is super brilliant, that is super playing well, Yildiz playing well, we don't understand why Allegri is not wanting to play more offensively, okay? Let me read a bit of your comment, and then I will continue, because I didn't finish at all my analysis. Otherwise, it would be only a half analysis that is absolutely not complete. Trimboli, I would love to see a 4-man backline sometime. Well, to answer that one, I think that was the plan last year. I think that this year, if we would have had some new players in the mercato, would have gone towards that. I think that we are still testing and trying inside the Continassa to try to understand who could be the left back and who could be the right back. We are working since the beginning of the season to adapt Timothy Weah to Italian football, and he started to have that improvement, because in the beginning of the season, yes, it's true, in the tournée in America, he was doing fantastically well, but when was he doing well? When he had the opportunity to attack. Beginning of the season, così cosà, he disappeared a bit from the radar. Max Allegri said it himself, he needed his time of adaptation, and from the moment that he's doing better, well, also him, injury, and he should be back, I believe, next week on Tuesday. So this week on Tuesday, he should be back with the team training. Hopefully he can also play against Inter. But it's difficult. It's difficult without Mercato. January is approaching. Can we go towards that? There is one possibility to go towards that. Or there is one sign that is telling us that Juventus is maybe still thinking a lot to go towards that. Because if you hear the names of Berardi, a comeback of Sule, a Bernardeschi, Jadon Sancho, and it's not only coming from Italy, the name of Jadon Sancho, but also from Fabrizio Romano, from Germany. So you have a lot of people that are saying that Juventus is really interested in Jadon Sancho. Then you can clearly see that there is the intention of Juve to play with 3 men up front. But the problem at the moment is that we can't, because we have to fix much more things than only playing with 3 men up front. Let me check another thing. Ciao Bogdan. Beppe, we didn't beat Atalanta. It's true, but we didn't lose. But you are correct. You are correct. I see this as an interval year to finish the year in top 4. We are able to invest in the team. Serraz. What else? Buongiorno, Anthony Schifano. Gatti did good for Italy, not perfect, but good in a 4-man backline. He is growing. Yes, it's true. It's true. I would love to see. I already read that one. Didn't Frosinone change formation for the Inter game? Could be. Let me check. But anyway, they are always playing with Sule up front. But it could be. Let me go to the matches of Frosinone results. Against Empoli, for example, it's a 4-3. It's a 4-2-3-1. Yeah, 4-2-3-1. So they played with 3 men in the back only against Inter. Fortunately for them and for us, they lost. But but they play a kind of 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 with Mathias Sule up front. It's true. You're correct. Well, Sylvain. Bonjour Beppe, Chiesa in pépite rare et à conserver pour la Juve. Chiesa is a jewel and we have to keep him at Juve. Chris, I don't think we are ready for a 4-man backline. 3-man works best, but what I don't understand is why we not use 3-man attack, because we have good enough mids for a 4-man midfield. 3-4-3 would work in my opinion. Okay, and here we are. Now that I read a lot of comments, I think that we can continue with the analysis. Why don't we play with a 3-4-3? Because if you want to play a 3-4-3, maybe I should open the tactical pad. Let me open it. Okay, that was a usual 3-5-2. So if you want to play a 3-4-3, that means that you have, if we really go towards where Chiesa is the best, you go towards here. Who do you play on the left? On the right. And here you already have a problem. Why? Because you have to deal with who is in your team. You have 1, 2, 3. Where is Yildiz Jr.? 4 players on the left. He can potentially play up. You have Moiskin that could play here or here because he can do both. You have Milik that can play here. Okay, so I take away the defenders. McKennie can't play in a 3-4-3. I will even tell you more. Yildiz can also play here in that position. This is not a 3-5-2. Huh? This is a 3-4-3. Okay. Who else? I'm trying to check that I didn't forget anybody. Help me. Chiesa can play on the right. Can play. GTA can play. Can play. But apparently he doesn't like it anymore, or he feels more comfortable on the left. And if we are looking at the history of Chiesa with Max Allegri, if you are looking at the history of Chiesa with the national team of Italy, we see that he's clearly preferring the left side. But he can indeed play here, and he can play here. Yildiz can play as a trequartista, or he can play there. No, Chris, we are not speaking about right wing in a 3-4-3. Huh? So McKennie, he can't play in a 3-4-3. Okay, McKennie can play in a 4-man now as a right wing, yes, but here we are speaking about really who can play in a 3-4-3. You see already the first problem that you have to deal with. The first problem that you have to deal with is this, that you have one in a 3-4-3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. No, not even Cambiaso. I don't want to put Cambiaso there. I don't want to put Cambiaso there because that's probably a stretch. I would go with the best one, Chiesa. Characteristics, you have a Yildiz Jr. and Yildiz, and you also have a Kostic. Okay? These are the players for a 3-4-3 in according to me, or a 4-3-3. These are the players. And also Moiskin was able to play in that position. Then you have a Vlahovic here, and you have a Milik. And Weah is the only one that can play here. You see already where the first problem is? The first problem is if you want to play with a 3-4-3, you have to convince Chiesa again to play on the right side, okay? Which I don't know if he will be happy, but anyway, you have to convince him. And you have a Weah that will be the sub of Chiesa, okay? And then you have a 3-4-3 with here. And here again, you have too many players. And that's the first problem that we have. That's the very first problem. Then if you put the defense, if you want to put the defense of, let's say, whatever, huh? That's not important, but let's put the goalkeeper, Szczesny, Bremer, Rugani, Gatti, okay? You play with Locatelli, Rabiot. You play probably with McKennie on the right, and you play with Cambiaso here. Okay. If you play that way, I would absolutely not be against it because it's a really solid team. Okay. and you will have to ask to Weston McKennie to support the team below. You will have to ask Cambiaso to support the team below. You will have to find really a lot of strength here, and you will have to ask Chiesa to play a bit deeper, Junior to play a bit deeper, Vlahovic to play here. And where are you going towards? You're going towards a 3-4-2-1. You're playing a 3-4-2-1. Okay? Could work, huh? Could work. Could work. But you sacrifice a lot of players. No, probably it will not be Cambiaso. Sorry, guys. It will not be Cambiaso. We know it. It will be Kostic. It will be Kostic. Kostic that worked a lot recently to play up and down, and that we already spoke about. So a player that is here. But you have to convince Chiesa. What is the problem? That since match 5, we have a lot of problems with Dusan Vlahovic because of injury. Can we put something here? We have a lot of problem here with Dusan Vlahovic. We have a lot of problems with Chiesa here. And that's already 2 players that you can't count a lot on. Weah is injured at the moment. So playing with these players is a bit difficult at the moment. Is a bit difficult. But could be an option. Who do we sacrifice? Again, in the midfield, we have Miretti. You play with a non-natural right winger. Okay, if you want, you can even play Weah. But Weah, we know it, is much more offensive. So let's go with Weah. Where is Weah? Where is Weah? Weah. Timo, Weah. Here. You can put McKennie. You can put Miretti. But it's difficult to see them in a 2-man midfield. You have Nicolussi, that is not even playing at the moment. Who else do we have as midfielders that I probably forget? Because we have Leza at the moment, midfielders. You have Cambiaso that can play on the left. Hey, we don't have a lot, huh? We don't have a lot, huh? You see? You see the other problems? That if you play with that 3-4-3 in the midfield, you have at the moment not a lot of subs for Rabiot and Locatelli to play 2-man midfield. You don't have a lot. You have Miretti, but Miretti in a 2-man midfield, it's difficult for me. McKennie, I prefer to see him in a 3-man midfield. Nicolussi, I prefer to see him in a 3-man midfield. So the subs that we have, the 3 subs that we have with the team at the moment are subs for a 3-man midfield. You see? It's tough, huh? It's really tough. It's a puzzle, huh? It's really a puzzle. With Weah, that is super offensive. So Weah on that side with Chiesa, I think that can be a bit not that much compatible, because then you leave a Gatti. Look at that, huh? It's just playing a bit, huh? It's trying to understand why we are not using that 3-man up front. I told you already about the injuries. I told you about Chiesa that prefers to play on the left. But look at Gatti, a player that is always the most advanced one here. If you play that system, Chiesa will naturally go here, Weah here, Gatti here, and you are leaving all here behind. That's a problem. So to avoid that, because you know it, huh? Let's not lie, with a coach like Allegri, the first thing that is needed is balance. A team that is balanced. And what are we looking for balance? It's a team that is able to do up and down. And if we need to choose and to sacrifice something, then we prefer to sacrifice offensively and helping defensively. So you go with a Weston McKennie. And you don't play Weah, also because you need someone that is able to enter instead of Chiesa. Okay? Here, on the left, you could potentially play with a Kenan Yildiz, like he played yesterday with Turkey. So you have beautiful subs here, huh? For that 4-3-3. Up front, you can play with a Moiskin. So that could potentially work. That could potentially work with Cambiaso being the sub here Where is Cambiaso? Cambiaso can be the sub here. You miss a sub on the right side. You miss a sub on the right, but Orwea can enter here. Orwea can enter here, depending a bit, or you can change formation during a game. So there is the possibility, yeah? There is the possibility only if Chiesa and Vlahovic are able to play with continuity game in, game out. If Cambiaso and Kostic are working here below and up, if they are able to do up and down, if Weston McKennie is continuing to do the work that he's doing at the moment. That's a team that could work. That could work. Of course, at the moment, what was important for Juventus? Winning confidence with points, winning confidence with way of playing, winning confidence that they can also compete for the high part of Serie A. And I have to say that at the moment, if I'm looking at the ranking of Serie A, if I see that we have +9 of the fifth one, which is super important for the top 4 in Serie A, I think that at the moment we didn't do that bad in terms of results. Can we do better? Yes, unless or until we all sacrifice ourselves for the team. That's super important. Then Daniel is saying that midfield would still be dead. Let's be real. Yeah, because you miss in terms of creativity. That's true. I agree, Daniel. You miss in terms of creativity because these guys, what will they tend to do? They will tend to come back. Now, let's not exaggerate because the words, when we are saying dead, we are still speaking about Rabiot. That is the undoubted starter of L'Équipe de France. We are speaking with L'Équipe de France and Locatelli that is doing, according to me, quite well and already played, and that's probably his favorite forward position in that two-man midfield. But they were playing a 4-2-3-1 at Sassuolo. Of course, now they will probably go and play down more deeper. So if you have and a Kostic and a McKennie here, you will play ultra defensively with 4, 5, 6, 7 men with who needs to go for it? That's and Chiesa and Yildiz Jr. with the Dusan Vlahovic here. The problem that could arrive here is that these guys are not able to be linked, but they are staying up, and then you have potentially a problem. Because then the ball will never get there. You know it, Kostic will go up with the ball. He will be tired after 50 minutes. You will have to link with Yildiz Jr. Maybe, ragazzi, it's just going to try to find solutions to play with 3 up front. Maybe Yildiz Jr. that since last season is training to become better and better as a mezzala, playing with 3 men in the here. Maybe, just maybe, that's potentially, an idea to have a Kostic that is going up with a Yildiz that finds it more natural to go towards the center. Okay, because naturally, what is the movement of Yildiz Jr.? Yildiz Jr. is, or he goes up and he cross, or he goes in, okay, with the ball. That's super important. He stays super wide. When he has the ball, he goes up or he goes in with the ball. Without the ball, he was a bit static here. Maybe now, training so much, he will have the ability also, without the ball, to go towards the center, to leave space to maybe a Kostic that is going up, and that the natural will be much more evident here, that when Kostic is tired and not able to come back, Yildiz Jr. is also able to immediately take a spot here. You see? Could be, I'm just thinking out loud, But I prefer doing that than saying we are burning players and we are not playing as we should, and why are we never playing with 3 men up front, and why is it, and so on, and so on, and so on. You see? Attention, because I wanted to send a message to Juan that is saying, Ciao Beppe, it's been a while, indeed. He's in hospital. That's not stopping me for tuning in to the Some Juve talk. Thank you, but get well. Get well soon, Juan. That's important. Hopefully you will get soon, as fast as possible. And I see the people that are supporting, Chatterstar, Mario. These are the important things. How important to connect play with Fede and Dusan. You could play potentially also here. You could play potentially also indeed with, instead of Ealing Jr., if you don't want Ealing Jr., you can play with Kenan Yildiz, because Diesel is also the guy that we saw. Huh? Okay, what is the what is the quality of Kenan Yildiz? I see him and I watch him since he arrived at Juve. I saw him playing in a 4-3-3 kind of, where he played always here, okay, where you had a Sule here when they were playing with the under 19. Where Yildiz last year with Montero, actually they didn't play that much with Sule. I was a bit confused, but Sule was playing on the right and with his team, with the next gen, and Yildiz was playing on the left with the under 19. So it was not in the same team. When they played together, they played that way. But Yildiz was able to play here, and then in some moments of the games, he was also able to go on the right side and to take that spot here. Okay, so it's a player that is evidently can also play here, but that's not his fifth position. That's not his starting position. He feels it much more natural to start on the right side and to go toward the center. If you're looking at that goal of yesterday, he's controlling that ball with the right side, exterior of his right foot, putting that ball really down and then going with a shot with his right foot. That ball here controlled in one touch and boom, pa-pam, and goal. Was fantastic. This is a typical Yildiz movement, but can also play behind the striker. So if you want to connect Chiesa and Yildiz, you have to play with a 3-4-1-2. That 3-4-1-2, is it something that we already saw? Yes. Who is playing instead of Yildiz? We see Miretti playing in that role. We saw Miretti being a starter in that role. And how was he playing? Actually, I show you. Miretti instead of Yildiz. When they are starting like that, it's actually because with a simple movement, Locatelli is going deeper, Rabiot is going to the left, and Miretti is helping here on the right side, okay? So these are stupid movements that are starting to be more natural. When we have ball possession, Miretti is going up, Locatelli is going on the right side, and Rabiot is taking that two-man midfield, okay? This is actually how Juventus played when we are playing with Miretti. The problem, if you have a Yildiz, okay, it's that for Yildiz, it's much more natural if he needs to go deeper, to go towards the left part of the field with Locatelli here and Rabiot here, which is not a natural movement. Why? Because that spot here is the one of Locatelli. So you should have, and if we are in non-possession, immediately a Rabiot that goes towards the right side of the field, a Yildiz that goes to the left, and Locatelli. Or you should train, of course, Yildiz, so that Yildiz in non-possession, instead of making that run that is much more natural towards here, with that run that is actually able to take that spot. And then you are playing that 3-5-2 that becomes a 3-4-1-2. But that 3-4-1-2 is not solving what the people are asking, because the people, they want that formation. And I can understand it, of course. But people, they want that formation, and that's where we have some problem. They don't want Kostic. They want Kenan Yildiz. They want Ealing. They want Yildiz. Sorry, they want Ealing Jr., they want Yildiz, they want Chiesa, all of them here. They want all of the players here. And that's not possible. Again, we go again in convincing Chiesa that he needs to play on the right side. That's number one. But you can't play today. I tell you, you can't play today with Ealing and Yildiz on the left, with Chiesa on the right, with Weah here, because people, they don't want McKennie, of course. They want Weah, that is super offensive. They want Gatti. They don't want Danilo. They want Bremer here. They want Rugani because he's doing really well. They want Kostic. They don't want Kostic, sorry. They want probably a Ealing Jr. here. And that's what we want. And this, how much I would love FIFA FC 24, how much I love offensive football, this will not happen This will not happen with Max Allegri, but I believe it will not happen with any other coach on earth that is thinking that they need to win at a certain moment. Because this is a really dangerous one. That's an extremely dangerous one. If I'm listening to what I hear online, this is what people want. This is what people want, but that's difficult. Huh? That's extremely difficult. That's extremely difficult. If you want to bring Sule in January, which I think that only with the promise of playing a 3-4-3 would work, you can go towards Rugani, Gatti, Rabiot here, but you solve nothing, eh? You solve nothing, eh? Who do you play with Sule? Where do you put Chiesa? That's the problem. Where do you put Chiesa? That's the real problem. Where do you put Chiesa? You want him on the right or you want him on the left? Okay, can you tell me? Okay, where do we put Chiesa? If we bring in Sule, where do we put Chiesa? Where do we put Sule? Where do we put Yildiz? Where do we put Iling? What do we do? Because bringing in Sule is not solving the left part. Or some of you need to tell me, Beppe, maybe it's time to sell Iling. Everyone is telling me, Beppe, Chiesa on the left. Okay, let's put him on the left. Okay, so Yildiz doesn't play, right? Who do we sell? Who's the sub of... let's put Sule. You want Sule? We will put Sule. And now, because otherwise it's too easy, eh? Otherwise it's too easy. Let's think, eh? Sule. Okay, where is Sule? Sule. No, I don't like because I've put number 27 and we already have Cambiaso. Okay, no number. Okay. So, Sule here. Vlahovic here. Chiesa here. Who, and what, and whatever. Sule right wing. Chiesa left wing. And who's playing there? As a left winger. Cambiaso. Kostic. Iling. Cambiaso. People are saying Cambiaso. Let's make the team. Let's make the team and then we see the problems that it can cause. Okay, Cambiaso. Noiling. Cambiaso. Okay. Who's playing on the right? McKennie. Wea. Danilo. I don't know. Who's playing on the right? Yeah, but the number 18 is Moiskin, Leicester. I see Moazar is saying McKennie. TikTok clips is saying I'm not surprised. He's saying Wea. At the moment we have 3 Wea, 2 McKennie. 3-3. 3-3. Hey, you don't know, huh? McKennie and Wea, the sub of Sule. No, but that makes totally no sense. McKennie there and Wea, the sub of Sule. Okay, now I understand. That makes sense. Okay, I see a majority still going for McKennie. Mamma mia, we have some defensive-minded people. Okay, McKennie here. Cambiaso here. We agree on the 2 midfielders or you want someone else? No mercato, huh? No mercato. Rugani, Bremer, Gatti. Okay, that's the defense I see from Juan. Rabiot, Locatelli, McKennie, Cambiaso, Chiesa, Vlahovic, weak, or Wea or Sule. Yeah, Wea or Sule. So if we bring back Sule, what is the problem here? We have... Let's check, huh? We have... Let's check with the entire role. Without Mercato, just Sule in. But Sule can be Jadon Sancho. Can be Bernardeschi, can be Berardi. We take Sule because we take Sule. Okay? So how is the team without Mercato? Okay? We have Dean Huysen, let's say. I will put this player a bit smaller. I hope you can still see them so that we have a bit more space. Huh? Okay? Bremer is starting, you told me, with Danilo as a sub. The goalkeepers we know, ragazzi. Rogani is a starter with Alexandro because he's here. So we have these three and these three. This is the package of defenders that we have, okay? In the middle, we have two men. That's how we want to play. With Nicolussi, Miretti. Who else? Do we have other midfielders? We have no other midfielders. If McKennie is playing on the right. Bah, okay. Cambiaso. Here we have Milik and Moiskin, right? You have Yildiz here. You have Illing here, I assume. So it's like this. You have Sule that we bring back home, that is a starter. We have Wea. We have Kostic as a sub here. And we miss someone on the right. I think I have all the players, right? No, Ealing doesn't play really well on the right side. So that's the team, right? If we play like that, that's the team. With Wea that can here or here. It's a bit short. But don't forget, we are playing one competition only. Okay. What are we hearing today in Mercato? We are hearing in the Mercato session that we are looking for a midfielder, and we are looking for a right offensive winger. Maybe, but that's the plan. Huh? Maybe that's what Juventus is trying to evolve to in that lineup. With these men, without a lot of investment, maybe a player like Calvin Phillips, like Højbjerg, these kind of players in the middle to bring physicality that can play in also a two-man midfield, maybe. And that's why we are looking for a right winger, or right offensive winger, because that's what we are always hearing about. Sancho, etc., etc. Where is that money coming from, ragazzi? It's coming from this man. It's coming from this man. Because that's the one that is not playing a lot this season. That's the one that has some Mercato offers from Premier League. If you think logically and you think 360, we guessed. We found who will be sold. Then you can have Cambiaso, you can have Kostic that are starting on the left. If you play with Wea here as a sub, you see? 3-4-3, okay? You put him away. Ealing, you sell. You're bringing Sule. And then I will tell you something crazy. Could be that Vlahovic is leaving as well. Just saying crazy things, huh? You play with Moiskin, Milik, Yildiz, Chiesa, Sule, or someone, huh? Wea. You need someone on the right wing still. And then you have your team, huh? And you invest, of course, in a big midfielder you invest in. I'm not just saying, what's the name there of the Argentinian one? De Paul. Let's say De Paul. You go with Rodrigo De Paul as a fifth. You know, that can be the joker. You can play with 3, you can play with 2. If you want to have a De Paul to bring quality to the midfield, if you want to go towards, let's go crazy. Instead of Sule, you go towards Sancho. Okay? 2 players on loan, you go with Sancho. Okay? Someone needs to leave, otherwise you are too much. I'm not a big fan of De Paul. I told you already. I'm not a big fan of De Paul, Daniel. He has qualities, and let's not exaggerate neither. But I'm not. That would not be my first choice. Fabian Ruiz neither. Fabian Ruiz neither. It's not a bad player, good player, but I'm not a big fan. You see, that's why I'm telling you. I don't believe that we don't want to play with 4-3-3. We tried with a 4-3-3. Sincerely, we tried last season. At a certain moment, we had to adapt. That's what we did. I think it was the most logic choice from the moment that you went with a 3-man defense. Let's not lie. Our defense is doing much, much better. We found solidity. We found balance. I think that we are doing much better with 3 to bring us results. Okay, do we have the best ever team on paper? No, we know it. We are aware of it. We have an incomplete team at the moment. Can we find solutions to go towards 3 men up front? Yeah, we can. If the players up front are also 100% able to play and want to sacrifice. Because if you play a 3-4-3, let's make a space again. If you play a 3-4-3 like that, let's be realistic without crazy names of Mercato. So at the moment it would not be Cambiaso. It would not be Boea. At the moment it would be McKennie. It would be Kostic. It will not be him. It will not be them. It will be Dusan. It will be probably Chiesa, and I believe maybe even Kenan Yildiz. At the moment, it would be more this what we can see, but that really means that you need the help and the support of everyone, because Kostic will go here, and I have no doubt that Kostic will do that job because he's already showing it. That McKennie will do that job, I have absolutely no problem, but it's extremely important that he will be able to go there, able to go there. And probably that we find someone with a bit more ability to build here from the middle in terms of quality, in terms of creativity. Because if it is to have a team that is totally split in 2, or actually to waste Chiesa and Yildiz here with a Dusan Vlahovic totally isolated, it makes no sense, because then you go towards here, and then it makes no sense, because how many times did we say that playing like that, we have a huge problem, because from the moment that the ball is arriving here, you see how much of the field there is. So you need a team that is able to play more up. But if you go too much up, okay, if you go too much up with the players that we have today, it's like that, if you go too much up, you know what is the risk? The risk is probably that this defense, that at the moment is not conceding and bringing points and bringing us at -2 of Inter, probably in 2 weeks we want the defense out, because they will probably not be able to defend that high on the pitch. That kind of defense, what we like. We love to see our goalkeeper a bit out of the goal here. Rugani higher, Agatti higher. We love to see our midfielders higher here on the pitch. That's what we actually want. To play a bit like that, you can do it with men a la Wea instead of McKennie. Probably a Cambiaso. Hey, that's annoying. When you have too many players, that's annoying. With a Cambiaso higher on the pitch. But then you lose a lot. Then you lose extremely a lot. I would say that we are in fact doing better, so credit where it's due, but the 3-5-2 is still unconvincing. We have a low goal ratio. We need to score more goal. Attack wins games. If we can say, because here we are just spreading things, attack wins games, which is maybe correct, but on the other side, attack can win you a game, yeah. On the other side, and it's true in Serie A, the defense is bringing you titles. And at the moment, it's not a mystery because we can speak about the fantastic, beautiful offensive part of Inter. On the other side, what is the best part of Inter? It's not Lautaro and Thuram, it's the defense because they are the best defense in Italy. And that's also true. It's also true. And I think that you don't should go with only defense, that you not should go with only strikers. Because now we all spoke about Italy, fantastic. Look at the words of Federico Chiesa, that by the way were not reported 100%. A part of what he said, and he said it, was, yes, of course, I like to play more offensively and so on. But can we speak about the team of Italy? Can we speak about the team of Italy? Look. The team of Italy has Di Marco. If you're looking at Di Marco and Chiesa on the left side, well, you can play a 4-man in the right. Matteo Darmian is able to play in a 3-man, can also play in a 4-man defense. You have Barella there in the middle. Jorginho, that it's not my favorite player, but it's still a mature player there in the midfield that knows how to play that regista role in a 3-man midfield. If it was not Jorginho, would have been Locatelli. Yes, but Jorginho, in the history of the national team, comes over Locatelli when he is in form. On the left, you have Berardi, you have Raspadori as a false 9, as a real, as a falso 9 there. So you see that the team that is made for a 4-3-3, with the subs also that can enter there. So they are playing really that style of football. Chiesa, with a Di Marco behind him, he doesn't need to do the same work as he should do in a 3-4-3 at Juve or in a 3-5-2 at Juve if he would have played on the left side there on the field. So you see, it's a bit different. Dragon is saying, sad to say, but he's a workhorse, Di Marco. Ciao Tariq. Ciao Tariq. But that's true, huh? That's true. When you have different men, well, you have different options. Look at yesterday. If you're looking at the 4-3-3, look, they have Selic. They have Kadioglu, Ferdi. Ferdi was great yesterday. I watched him. Again, I told you I watched the game twice in a row. Ferdi was really impressed me yesterday. How he played was fantastically well. And you saw Kenan Yildiz that had only to take part of the offensive part. But these two guys, fantastic. Who else did I like yesterday? It was another guy that I really liked. So, of course, Kenan Yildiz, but there was another guy, but I don't know the name anymore. Ferdi I liked, Celik, Ferdi, Kenan, and I believe he was, I think him, Cavecci, but I don't know how he pronounced it yesterday. Don't remember, but maybe if I see their head, no, it was not him. It was a guy with a lot of hair, but I forgot. But anyway, Turkey played well, huh? Even if the first 30 minutes they were really dominated by Germany. Germany is in a difficult moment. Huh? I don't understand also that 4-2-2-2-2, but anyway, was it the left back? Yeah, Ferdi was great. Ferdi was really, really good. That's what I wanted to tell. Pay attention, when we are saying we don't want to play, or we spread, the energy of players. I don't like that too much. We are wasting players, etc., etc., etc. Not a big fan. Indeed, Turkey had home advantage. The stadium yesterday was crazy. It was in Germany and looks like they were playing at home. It's true. Di Marco underrated. I don't think that he's underrated. I think that he's appreciated for his real value. Di Marco is doing well and he's appreciated by the most, respected a lot as well. It's true that a lot of time we are speaking about Teo Hernandez from Milan. It's true that they're still receiving a bit the favor instead of Di Marco. But no, I don't think that he's underrated. So it's true. But you have to realize, to find stability with Juve, to win some points, we had to find some balance in the team, and we know it with a coach as Max. You have to pay attention to a balanced team, and at the moment it's difficult to see a 3-4-3. Why? Because you are burning players at the moment. You have to also make sure that Chiesa is going again on the right side. Maybe he doesn't want to go on the right. Maybe he's not feeling comfortable. We know it. Chiesa is a player that at the moment is really individual in terms of not how he plays or so on, but how he's thinking on the field, because the first mission of Chiesa at the moment is to come back to his level pre-injury, and he wants to prove things to himself at the moment. But if you see the start of the scene of Chiesa in that 3-5-2, Chiesa is doing fantastically well. So you see, depends. I don't know. I was a bit sad, to be honest. I'm happy. I'm happy that Chiesa is doing well. I'm happy that Kenan Yildiz is doing well. I'm happy that Rabiot scored. I'm a bit, of course, sad that Weston McKennie had to be back. Miretti had to be back. I'm happy. Pay attention, because there is the Derby d'Italia that just started between Juve and Inter Women. And we can win.
Begin nou maar te dromen.
It's already 2-0. It's already 2-0 for Juventus against Inter Women, Not bad, Not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm watching here. You have the first goal, the one of Caruso. Second goal, the one of Giulia Grosso. First goal at the 2nd minute, the second goal at the 5th. Better start like that? Impossible. We are playing since 8 minutes. Since 8 minutes, it's already 2-0 for Juve. Not bad. You can watch it on YouTube for the people that are asking. Okay. What else? Ragazzi, let's stay together 15 more minutes. I spoke a lot about the same thing. Why you are asking me question about whatever, or things that you wanted to say, let me know. What did I want to add about that? Let's enjoy football. Let's be happy for our guys. Let's be happy that we are second. Let's not over exaggerate. Do I want Chiesa to score more goals? Yes. Did he arrive in a better form than he was previously? Yes, he did, because he was really injured. He was not able to play 90 minutes. Let's be happy. Let's enjoy. And let's hope that they are able to do it there. Then can we play more offensively with Juve? Probably yes. Maybe were we ready at a certain moment to play that kind of game? No, because probably we would have lost. And at the moment we are second at -2, preparing a game against Inter. So let's, I don't know. Let's see it with another eye. Let's see it with a bit of positivity. Then, is it a sustainable football that will bring us to the elite world of football in 2 years? Maybe not. But is that the priority today? After 3 years without winning, 2 years without titles, 3 years without the Scudetto, I don't know. I think that it's important to go back to make points, to gain that winning mentality. We spoke about it before the international break. Who was the last one that won really a Scudetto? Szczesny, Rogani, Danilo, I believe. Szczesny, Rogani, Danilo. I don't remember if there were other ones, but there were really a few. Were there a lot that were used to win in Italy or in Europe? No. I believe the only one were Danilo and Kostic that won in Europe. But you see, and Rabiot, of course. So let's go back to have that mentality, to have our players. And you know, Max is always saying it. At the moment, the most important thing is to think about the team more than the individual. And when I watch social media at the moment, I see only individualities or individual battles over Team Juventus. I see the battle pro-Allegri, anti-Allegri. Vlahovic is not doing well, pro-Allegri that are insulting him. Chiesa is doing well, anti-Allegri that are insulting him. So it's always an insult to someone. It should stop, ragazzi, basta. They are investigating Udinese, yeah, for the Mandragora deal, but guys, I'm a bit used to these kind of things. I saw the goal of Giulia Grosso, by the way, fantastic. Giulia Grosso, one of the players from Juventus Women that could potentially leave in the summer because there are a lot of requests. Let's hope that we can or cash in a lot because she's really a jewel, or extended to have her one more year to play Champions League. What else, ragazzi? Let's stay together more 10-15 minutes, but do you have some questions? Leo, you have to go back since the beginning of the video because we spoke 1 hour about it. That loss to Frankfurt hurts. It is. But if we win, yes, because the game is not over. Yeah, I saw Everton -10. I saw. Now apparently the bigger teams are also risking relegation. Let's see. I didn't deep dive too much about why Everton received that -10, but I saw that they received -10. But let's see. Is Chiesa okay? Yes. Jurgen, we simply will lose all our good players with this style. But last year, you know, we were also saying the same. We will lose our players. Then Vlahovic is there. Chiesa is there. I tell you, I'm not really attached to players that are putting their individual over the team results. If a player is not feeling well, he can leave. For me, like Dybala left, like Zidane left, like Platini decided to stop football, like Del Piero went in end of career, like Vidal decided to change club, like whatever you want to. Attention, because we have maybe the third one. No, not yet. It will be a corner kick, I guess. Yeah, corner kick for Juventus Women. No, if you're not in line, look at Dusan Vlahovic. We want him to stay. We don't want another player. And I'm happy that he stayed. Okay, now he has to do better. We all agree on that. But then, if in 6 months he wants to leave because he wants to go to Atletico Madrid, where they have another coach, Simeone, that is also criticized a lot because he's not playing that much a Pep Guardiola style, well, he's doing what he did. My thoughts on the 14-0 of France. Look, what I think that whatever you do, you will be insulted. If they win 3-0, like they won 3-0 in the first game against them, when they played in Gibraltar, they will be they will be attacked and insulted because they didn't give their best, because they didn't respect Gibraltar, because they didn't play at the max of their strength. When they win and they go with 14-0, then people will insult them because they didn't respect them. So it's always a kind of how you are judging it. I think that at a certain moment you have players that are having fun on the field. You play. What I didn't appreciate 100% is that at a certain moment he's giving like 2 minutes injury time. Was that needed when he was already 13-0? You know, that 2 minutes, that the only thing that you close with is one more goal against for Gibraltar, because, you know, they will never come back. They will never score in that game. They were playing with a 42 years old player up front, 35 years old. So that was really a team that had that was difficult. No, I have no problem. Let them play. Let them play. Then again, if you continue to attack, people will criticize. If you stop, people will criticize. So you will always criticize. Question from Ryzen. What do you expect the reaction of the media will be if Juve beat Inter compared to Inter beats Juve? I can tell you what my reaction will be. First of all, we have to understand who will be available to play. Can we go towards what we know at the moment? Can we go towards that? Okay, we know that at the moment, these are the defenders, okay? And I'm saying at the moment. Okay. At the moment. Locatelli injured. We have Rabiot. McKennie, I will put here even if they have chances to play, but at least we know that they are not 100%. We have Miretti. Here. We have Kostic. We have Wea that should be back on Tuesday, so hopefully he can start. Hopefully. Yeah, we have a lot of problems, huh? We have a lot of problems. So I need to understand who is able to play. Because of course, if you are playing with Nicolussi, Rabiot, and Nonge, players that I like, Nonge, Nicolussi, with a half-time Wea, because he's just coming back, against Barella, Cianaloglu, Mkhitaryan, Fratesi. It's a different game, huh? It's a different game, of course. Again, I'm not looking for excuses or going towards we will already lose before starting the game, but it's a reality to take into consideration. If you play with Nonge, Nicolussi, it can be a problem. So let's see who can play. If you play with Miretti, that should Cambiaso. You can play with Cambiaso, yeah, but Cambiaso played like 2 games in that role, even if he was tested there also by Spalletti. Yeah? But you can play with Cambiaso, Nicolussi here, and Rabiot here. You can play with that, but this is not the starting lineup that we had in mind in the beginning of the season when we were thinking about Locatelli, Pogba, and Rabiot or Fagioli as the first sub. This is not what we were expecting. No, then it should be like this. Then it should even be like this, because you are playing with 3 players like Nicolussi, first start against Inter, Cambiaso playing as a mezzala on the left, Rabiot playing as a mezzala on the right. That is, he can play there, but that's not his ideal position. So, you see, we need to see who we are playing with, and we have to be realistic. At the moment, even with a full team, according to me, and that's what I'm saying since the beginning of the year, even since the beginning of the season, Inter is on paper stronger than Juve. That's one. It's realistic. It's not lying or whatever. It's realistic. They are first They are better. They are better than Juve on the team because they have more depth, because they are more complete. Even if they have a player that is injured, they have immediately another one to take care of. Attenzione, because Berenstain is going into the box. She's trying to dribble. The ball is still there for the number 7 of Juve, Caruso. Attenzione to Boatin with a beautiful assist. Saved. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia. Lindstrom. So, you see, then, if on top of that you are taking away a Fagioli, a Pogba, you have some injured player like Locatelli, Miretti that is not playing, McKennie that is not playing, you have something else. Then a game is a game. Everything can happen in a game. What I'm expecting of the game against Inter is that Juventus will stay in the back. Juventus will stay in the back, trying to block especially the wings with Di Marco there, with Dumfries on the other side of the field. I think that we will play a real defensive game because of the state of what we did until now and what was working, because of the solidity in defense, but also because at the moment I think it's the only way to beat Inter with the weapons that we have today. That's what I think. And trying to take the moment. Dino is telling us that Vlahovic and Kostic are playing for the national team of Serbia at the moment as we speak, which is great. But to answer your question, I think that I will be quite realistic with a win over over Inter. Sorry, if we win over Inter, I will be realistic. We have +1, and there are too many games to go. So I would be extremely happy. I will party. I will celebrate that win. But after the first initial 15 post-game minutes, I will be back to be realistic and saying that the season is long. Okay, the season is long. Of course, it's bringing us one step more towards awareness, one step more towards whatever you want to, but being realistic. If Inter wins, it's tough, huh? It's not over, but it's tough because they go at +5. +5, that's nearly a bonus of 2 games. The good thing that also will not make me panic. Saved on the line. Is there a foul on the goalkeeper? Was a big contrast between the goalkeeper and the striker of Inter, Peromenia. If I am able to be realistic and not panic or whatever, it's because we have +9 over Atalanta, we have +6 over Milan, that is third, and that's okay. That's okay. But of course, I would love to win. The media, if Juve wins, they will go towards continuing with that story, Inter, Juve, running, chase, title. If Inter wins, they will say that it's already over. And then they will change again from the first loss of Inter. Maria, what game are you watching? I'm watching Juventus Women against Inter Women at the moment. Endrit wants Kostic to start. Kostic, Kenan, Rabiot, Hans, Cambiaso if we have all the injuries. But I hope we can see these guys. Huh? I hope we can see these guys. But again, for me, I didn't enter yet the rhythm of Juve Inter men. I didn't yet because I need to understand a bit more. Then we start with fantasies. We are all excited because Chiesa, because Kenan, we want them to start. We are obliged. But, maybe what I didn't say is that when I watched the game, Turkey against Germany, or Germany-Turkey, mamma mia, they were strong. He was strong. I never doubted it, but it's a player that I can tell you one thing. Is playing better with the first team than with the youth academy team. It's a player of the big evenings. It's a player of the big stadiums. It's a player of that. It's a player. Should I tell it or yes or no? Should I tell it yes or no? Kenan Yildiz is the player more than a lot that is giving me again the emotions that when the ball is going towards him, I'm going from this to this. And I want to watch. Kenan Yildiz is that player. Who else was giving me this feeling post Alessandro Del Piero? The first Dybala. Who else? Except of the first Dybala. I'm thinking, Sule, when he was playing with the youth, and Sule now when he's playing with Frosinone. Tevez, yes, Tevez, fantastic, Tevez, yes, but Tevez was another type of player. Tevez was the strength, the strength. You knew that he would do something and so on and so on. But I'm speaking really about that technique at the service of the others, or that. Yeah. Yesterday when I was watching with Turkey, he had it, He had it in him. He has it. He has that. Yeah, he has that that extra little thing. Douglas Costa, sorry. Douglas Costa. Thank you, Edith. I forgot Douglas Costa. That's Pogba, yeah, but Pogba was more in the midfield. He's really speaking about strikers, because we know it, players post 2011, post Del Piero, that really made me word. Dybala, Douglas Costa, Pogba, probably Pogba the most of all of them. I'm thinking about who else. Pirlo when he was touching the ball. Grazie Rico. Pirlo when he was touching the ball. Tevez as well. But Tevez played 2 seasons. But even 2 seasons, it was fantastic. I think these players. Yeah. So let's see. Marchisio, no. Marchisio was not that kind of player. Marchisio was not the player that I was happy. Marchisio was doing great things, a fantastic player, but he was not the player that I would, stay up and then say, okay, now it will happen. No, but he was a really fantastic player. It's like when Chiellini had the ball, I was, with all the respect for Chiellini, top 10 football players of Juve. Well, it was not a player that I would stand up. Probably sometimes in the beginning of his career, I was probably hiding a bit when he had the ball into his foot. So, no, but it's not only about the level, BA. It's also about the position of the field, what they were expecting about him. But a player like Kenan is really magic. And I believe, we are speaking bad and so on, but what he's doing at Juve is fantastic, Is really fantastic. You see, now people will get mad at me, but Sule, I'm not including the last game against Inter because I didn't watch the stats, the updated stats after that. But the game before Inter, until there, attenzione, he had 38 successful dribbles, 31 missed dribbles. Then, if you do it at Frosinone, especially in a moment where they are doing a beautiful Serie A, where they are at the moment not risking the relegation, you see, when you're at that thing at the moment, you can miss 31 dribbles. At Juve, you can't miss 31 dribbles. You can succeed 38, but you can't miss 31 dribbles. You can't. You have to go with, you wanna try 30 dribbles? Try 30 dribbles. You need to succeed 25. Because if you miss that one, it can be problems. It can be really problems. Especially because we have opponents that are closing themselves, so you have less space. It's not the same when you're playing at Frosinone or when you're playing against North Macedonia, with all the respect for our friends from North Macedonia that are maybe watching. It's not the same. It's not the same. So the best question is, Ferenc, do we have 11 healthy players? So I'm happy that Sule is without problems able to try, to test, to miss something, and without anybody that is telling him you're not doing well. It's different. It's totally different. You know it, huh? If you miss a sliding tackle as a defender at Juve, you will be criticized. Look at Sule today, the last few days. He's on all the pages. He's on Sports Week. He's becoming a fashionista. He's in the moment of his career, and it's correct that he's enjoying it and great and fantastic. But you know how it is. At Juve, you would have done that. You would have put there. But if you start missing one dribble, two dribble, if you are causing a goal that is making you losing points at a certain moment, you would be crucified. And it goes immediately from the top there. And then for a young guy of 20 that is not able to manage that pressure, it's really tough. Because how many players did we put there as number one, and then when they are a bit shaking or doing a bit bad, we are giving up on them. We are turning our back on them. And when you're at Juve, it's really tough. And I think that at Juventus, at least for what I'm seeing today, for all the players that we are creating, that we are promoting, that are doing well, they are all speaking really a lot great about what the project of Juve is, next gen, going alone or staying at Juventus, and growing individual trajectories for all of them. And also how we are managing them, and so on and so on. I think it's great because, you know, from here you can really fall on the ground, and it's tough. Huh? How many players did I saw like that? That started extremely well, and then they got lost because they couldn't manage the difficult moment of their career. A lot, huh? A lot. So Danilo should not play against Inter, but that's not something new. We knew it already. He should come back after against Monza, so the week after. He will need one more week. But Steve, if you shocked about Hans Nicolosi, you can go towards two-man midfield. You can go towards three. Depends also how Miretti and McKennie are feeling. At the moment, Miretti has low back pain. With a bit of rest, could potentially play. McKennie, they told us that it's not something to worry about, just to monitor, and that he could play. So it's two players that are not at 100% of their physical condition, but should be able to play. They are even saying that Locatelli could potentially even try to play or to be on the bench. So let's see who will be there or not, and what are the conditions. That's the problem that we are not aware of. But anyway, something more than that, I don't know. Ragazzi, I will close the live. I hope we enjoyed. Grazie, Steve. Thank you, Steve. At least we had some talks, you know, for people that are always complaining, Beppe, your lives are always too late in the evening. Let's do also sometimes in the afternoon. I will watch the remaining part of Juve Inter. At the moment, 2-0 after 5 minutes. We are at the 34th. Inter came out now and they are trying. Even if Juventus, they are quite solid, and Juventus is a bit more dangerous than Inter still at the moment. I will take an espresso. And tomorrow, no, maybe this evening, if we have a bit more news, we go and we speak about it. Maybe Vlahovic will score. Let me check. You want some prediction or result of international teams of today? I don't know who's playing. Let me check. And let's see how much I will have right or wrong. Aya. It's nearly the end. I thought it just started, but actually it's already the 80th minute and Serbia is losing 2-1. What a disaster, Serbia against Bulgaria. It's not friendly now, because they played a friendly now. It's they risk. Do they risk to be? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the okay. They are qualified. Is it? Yeah. Is it the 2 first that qualifies? Yes, I think. At the moment, they are second with 30. I think it's the 2 first that qualifies for. The 2 first that are qualifying. So Hungary and Serbia. But they are losing against Bulgaria, that is last. If I'm planning to go to the stadium, it depends, because it's always difficult to have tickets. But I would love to, in Germany. Why not? In the stadium of Dortmund would be beautiful. Could be. So Belgium will play against Azerbaijan. Sweden, Estonia. Spain, Georgia. Portugal, Ireland. There is not really something great except of Spain. Spain could be a nice game, even if they're already qualified. So I'm curious who they will play. Spain could be an interesting game. Portugal, Iceland. Portugal 27-27. Mamma mia. There is nothing really interesting. Belgium already qualified. Italy, Ukraine is Monday. It's Monday. So it's tomorrow. Ok, ragazzi, ciao ciao. Enjoy your day. See you later, maybe. Ciao ciao.